Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a really long time, but today we're back with the Raze guide. So today I'm going to be going mostly over all of Raze's abilities. Most of the video is going to be about how to double satchel, all the movement mechanics with the satchel, and how to use it, but then I'll also go about some tips, other things like that. I'm mostly making this because I have a brand new friend just started playing the game recently and really likes Raze, so here we go. So first let's go over her abilities. We'll just go from left to right. First we have her Boombot, which as you can see it drives in a straight line. You can see that. It bounces off walls. As soon as it sees someone, it'll speed up to them, and once it gets next to them, it'll blow up and explode. Should theoretically be enough to one-shot. I believe it is enough to one-shot if they're staying right next to the Boombot. Like that. Next ability is the Satchel, which does a bit of damage, also bounces people around. It can also bounce you and teammates around. Your teammates are less affected by the bounce, and it won't do any damage to your teammates or yourself. So yeah, you can use it to bounce around, which I'll go over more later. You have her main ability, which is her cluster grenade. Paint shells. You can see it does one big explosion, then explodes into 4 little grenades, and does a crap ton of damage. You can also right click to do a little underhanded toss. And finally, her ultimate is a rocket launcher. As you can see, it's what you'd expect from a rocket launcher. And of course, you can also use this to boost around, but it will do friendly damage, so be sure to not point this at your teammates or yourself.
You see that?
So that's pretty much it for all of her abilities. Now let's go over into Satchel Movement. Alright, so first let's go over her single satchel. So generally you wanna do this. Let me just pull that up.
Satchel out.
You want to do it right before you hit the ground, and you can see you get a pretty nice boost to speed. For now, I'm just gonna go over one satchel, then later we can go to double satchel. So you usually want to jump right when you're over the satchel, because that's pretty much the blast radius of it, of the satchel.
Satchel out.
If I go a bit farther, it won't affect me. So you want to do it.
Satchel out.
You want to jump right as you're over the satchel, and then hit it, and then detonate it right before you're about to hit the ground for the most distance.
Satchel out.
Yeah, you can imagine there's like an imaginary line going out from each side, and you jump when you hit that line. That didn't really work.
Satchel out.
So ran out of time. You jump when you hit that line, and right before you hit the ground, you want to detonate it. That's how you get the most distance. Then you can also pair it with another satchel, which you probably know as a double satchel.
Satchel out.
Do the same exact thing, but
Satchel out.
right after you wanna detonate. You wanna throw out a satchel immediately and detonate it immediately. You can time the double satchel. If you're going from like a high place, you can do the second satchel a bit later. I hit the ground as I did that, so it didn't really work. But yeah, depending on your height, you can time your satchel to your second satchel to be a bit late, or if you're doing it from the ground, you want to do it pretty much immediately for the most distance. Alright, now let's go over double satchel plus the rocket boost. So as I mentioned earlier, you can use the rocket to get a little bit of a boost as well. So if you pair with the double satchel, I didn't my rocket at all. It's done.
Satchel out. Here comes the party. Satchel out.
You can get a bit of a boost, which I'm kind of failed right there. Usually you want to do it when you have height, because rocket takes some time to fire.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
So you get a boost. Make sure you do it from like a high place, like up on a box or something.
Satchel out.
Usually you use this for something like when you're pushing B-side on Ascent, which this is a replica of. Usually you can go over this in the actual game. You can't, because there's a full wall in the firing range. But you can do that, so you can double satchel from here or a sage wall, and go use a rocket to boost over this, because your double satchel will only get to you till here. So that's one of the main uses. You can't use it to like as like a satchel to like boost up. I'm not gonna do this because I have 1 HP. I'm just gonna reset myself. And unlike a satchel, the boost gives like a very, very little boost, so you can't use it to get over something like this. It's just a bit risky. I'm just gonna tank it, I guess. You see, the satchel can get way higher. So yeah, boost is just the rocket is just for a little when you need that extra small boost. Of course, one of the main uses for the double satchel is to actually use the rocket on someone. So there's like a full team there, or a lot of people there, or even one person. You can double satchel on them, use the rocket to finish them. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the basics over double satcheling and using the rocket as a boost and all that stuff. Now let's go over some more tips. So Raze is usually the best for the entry fragger role. Obviously her double satchels allow her to push into sight really easily and try and find a weird angle to maybe get the first frag of a game. Her other abilities also help. Her boombot can clear certain angles where while you're entry fragging, looking at different angles, while your boombot clears one area down there, you can go clear other angles. Of course, Raze pairs really well with Sage. You can use the wall to boost up and use the double satchel off of that to get even more distance. Grenade can also clear angles, so if you want to clear CT, you can literally just throw your nade and no one wants to push to that because that'll kill someone if they're standing in it. Or do a bunch of damage even if they're just a bit far away. You can see it does a decent amount of damage even if you're not that close to it, and of course it does less damage to you and your teammates. And of course her rocket can help pair with the double satchel to get the first kill, first entry frag, while you push into sight, or use the rocket to once again boost up on somewhere with your double satchel. Alright, now let's get into some more proper tips. Like I mentioned, her boombot is really good at clearing angles. This, you can bounce, once again, you remember you can bounce it off things and it'll go clear some other angles that you're not watching, so helps you with your entry. As you push into sight, it'll make sure no one's peeking from this angle, because if they peek, they're just gonna get rushed out by the bot and they'd have to shoot the bot. Or shoot you. Which brings me to another great tip. You can pair the boombot as you peek. It's one of the most annoying things to go up against in this game. You use your boombot, and as you peek, it sees someone over there that's gonna start rushing there, and they have to choose either to shoot you or your boombot. Your boombot can kill, so they have to choose one of you two. So usually it'll end up in a free kill if you put anyone in that situation. That's one of the most annoying things to go against. So it's really good post plan if someone's holding the bomb, you want to push down the sight, or someone's defusing, like tap the bomb, you push with your boombot, and they have to choose once again either you or the boombot. So that's pretty much, I can't say this enough. It's the most annoying thing that goes against in this game. Another thing you can use your satchel for is what I call satchel peeking. I don't know if that's the official name for this, but yeah. Once again, like you can use your satchel for a boost, so you can get a really wide peek that your enemy wouldn't expect. So yeah. They'd be holding this angle close, crosshair would be close, but with your satchel, you get a really wide peek, and they have to flick to your head. Make sure you only shoot once you stop moving, otherwise, run and gun. Unless you have like a friggin' judge or something, or you get really lucky because this game totally knows how to nerf run and gun. Then, yeah, you generally want to shoot only when you stop moving, which, if you know how to counter strafe, would be pretty simple. One good thing for clearing sight is your nade. You can just throw it up and wait for it to explode into 4 smaller ones. It'll spread out across sight, and it won't kill someone, but it will do some chip damage and knock the hell out of the screen. Take it. I mean, just this thing shakes your screen. So it's gonna be pretty annoying. So yeah. And that'll generally make people move to somewhere where there's cover. Like inside, so you know where to look.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Right, one thing I forgot to mention is just like CSGO, your movement will also impact how the nade goes. If I stand still, you can see. Goes there.
There.
It's gonna ping, and I'm gonna walk forward. You can see it'll go farther. Actually bounce off
There.
that. If you're moving backwards, of course it'll go less far. And I don't believe there's any major things if you input a side movement, but I believe it's just the same as standing still. Wrestle. Yeah, I believe it should be the same as standing still. As you can see. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next one.